What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here of the BlockHash podcast, your number one resource for all that is happening across the emerging tech space. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you listen to or watch the show. Today, I'm joined by Tarun. He is the founder and CEO of Coinshift, a treasury management platform for DAOs and Web3 organizations. Some things we're going to talk about in particular today include yield-bearing stablecoins and what those mean. And we're going to dive a bit deeper into a number of other topics, but let's welcome Tarun. Tarun, welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Really looking forward to the chat.
Likewise, same here. To kick things off, I'm sure people would love to learn a bit more about yourself. Maybe if you can tell us a little bit about your background, how you kind of wound up in the Web3 industry and what that journey's kind of been like for you.
For sure. So I got into the space around like 2017, and it was like, one of my friend was working in Google, he left Google, wanted to do some exchange in India, and I was like sort of helping him to run like Bitcoin core RPC nodes in the very early days, around 2017. And in like 6 months, I decided to shut down my consultancy business and just work full time on Bitcoin. So I started working on Bitcoin Lightning Network. Lightning Labs was just getting started. Developed like a library for Lightning developers to build on top of it, because at that time like everyone wanted to scale Bitcoin. Fast forward to 2019, I joined by Economy, one of the sort of early teams in account abstraction and gas abstraction. I was their sort of first engineer. Worked there for like 2 years, and there actually we used to get paid in crypto. That's how the start idea of CoinShift came, where every single month our CEO used to ask the addresses, paying to 10 different individuals manually, wasting a lot of gas fees and time, and forgot to pay on time as well, doing accounting on Slack. And then I participated in a hackathon, and from there, in 2021, we launched CoinShift, basically a treasury management solution to help you do your payouts and accounting directly in a unified platform using Gnosis Safe. So far we have worked with like 300 plus organizations, including Aave, Uma, Zapper, Stacknet, etc. Processed over like 1.2 billion in payouts with 1 billion plus AUM. So very excited to go much more deeper.
Excellent. And what would you say is the core mission for CoinShift? Like, what problems are you guys aiming to solve as of right now?
Yeah, so overall, like when we started, the mission is definitely like evolving, but at that time it was like, how do we increase the health of organizations like crypto organizations, right? And how do you increase those like health? Is just through financial sort of reporting, and if you can make everyone like very clear where what they are doing with their finances, especially as an organization, then you can really thrive, basically all these organizations. And it was pretty bad at that time, like they don't know what's going on, who you are paying to, what are these addresses belong to, and all that. And now I think we are more pivoting towards yield bearing stablecoin, and we really imagine a world where everyone, every single human and business deserve to get like a risk free yield or a very low risk yield anywhere in the world. So yeah, I think that is our mission and vision from here.
Yeah, I heard about your yield-bearing stablecoins. I think they're pretty fascinating. One of them called CSUSDL, leveraging real-world T-bill exposure. Can you talk a little bit about how that works and maybe how you kind of tie that to something like a T-bill to kind of create this yield-bearing opportunity for it? It's very fascinating.
Yeah, so think about, right, like stable coins like USDC or USDT, right? As the issuer, basically they are investing the underlying reserves into treasury bills and other government market funds, money market funds, right? But for the end user, you're just holding USDC and you're using it for basically, paying out to people or just keeping it in your treasury, right, and your balance sheet, just to hold like some stable asset on your balance sheet. But at the same time, the issuer is earning the underlying yield from the reserves, basically, right? And there is nothing wrong in that. That is the business model of Circle, and Tether, basically. So what the opportunity we realize in the last sort of 1 year is, right, if you can build like a same or better risk profile for the end user, so that they can also hold like a stable coin, which is like regulated, right, and it has like all protections from the government, and still at the same time you can earn the yield, which players like Circle or Tether as earning for themselves, right? So as a user, can you earn like the same yield? So that was like the initial idea, and that's how we connected with Paxos. Paxos is one of the largest stablecoin issuer, right? They work with PayPal. They launched this PYUSD, and they work with like Mastercard, Stripe, etc. So what we decided to work with them is like they launched this stablecoin called USDL from Abu Dhabi. It is fully regulated. What it is essentially doing is they are every single day passing you treasury bills yield on a daily basis through a rebasing mechanisms. So what does it mean is you have USDL, let's say, every single day your wallet supply will increase, right? USDL number of USDL will increase. So you have one USDL, the second day you will have 1.0 something USDL, and keep going on, right? And this is the innovation done by Paxos and an FSRA, which is like a financial services authority in Abu Dhabi. And what we did on top of it is like, we are taking that USDL and we're putting into a lending infrastructure, which is Morpho protocol. And we are lending out that USDL to Coinbase BTC, STETH holders, digital gold like PAXT holders. And that's how you are having additional yield from the lending side. So once you deposit this USDL in a lending infrastructure, you get like CSUSDL as a vault receipt token. It's like an IOU in a traditional banking sense, right? And what does CSUSDL represent? It's like a yield-bearing stablecoin that gives you T-bills yield or money markets yield plus the lending yield embedded in a single token, right? And you don't need to lock, stake anything. It is highly liquid. You can get in and out anytime of the asset. So that was like the vision, and we launched it in Chan basically. So right now, roughly the recent yields were like 6 to 8% just by holding the asset. Right now, it's roughly 4%. Yeah,
Okay, interesting. 6 to 8%, you said, in general yield.
because of lending and the T-bills. Now, because the borrow rates have gone down, so it's only T-bills rate is going basically
Okay,
for the
yeah,
lending.
that's really good. That's better than most like high yield savings accounts, even in the US at like 4%. If you're lucky, maybe five. So that's pretty good. And then like how does this also lend to, I guess, the stability of the stable coin as well? Um, obviously we go back like the last couple of years and you've seen like what's happened with like Terra Luna and stuff, and then being like algorithmic based, and then just in the last year and a half, USDC Tether depegged for a while, and there was a lot of concern about their cash reserves. Do you think that this also helps give a little bit of a foundational support for CSUSDL, and the fact that it has these T bills tied to it, the yield coming in as well, that kind of gives it like this additional value, I guess, per se.
Yeah, how we think about the stability mechanism, right? And so to say. So to be honest, it's like, holding in a bank account is much more riskier, what we learned with like Circle, if you see, right? Versus like directly buying like a T-bills and holding in a separate segregated account. So what Paxos does amazing is like they work with Standard Chartered, and this news is also public. So they work with Standard Chartered Bank. They have a separate sort of segregated account which is investing directly into T-bills, right? And it in short you're basically buying like treasury bills, and you're taking risk on the government directly rather than the banking system as such, right? And then you are actually betting on the Abu Dhabi government reserves of those T-bills, right? So it's more like it's not just standard bank account where all these reserves are sitting. It is just sitting on the government reserves. That is first level of protection. The second is like because we are doing this lending, so we have like a plus rating. We are the highest rated vault on Morpho. Morpho has like 6 billion plus deposits total, right? The second largest lending protocol after Aave. And why we are highly rated there as A plus is because of our blue chip selection of the collaterals. So it's Coinbase BTC right now, or Lido's STETH, and then PAXG. PAXG is again like regulated by New York Financial Services Department, again with Paxos. So all these assets are highly liquid. Obviously, the question comes is like there is a liquidation risk in a very frequent downturn of the market, right? Lendings always has liquidation risks, and at the same time, uh, it has like a risk of bad debt if there is a uh, downturn happens in like 50% BTC crashes and the Oracle system just fails to actually keep that, then there is definitely these are the risks, and we highlight all those risks. But obviously, we mitigate through Paxos USDL mechanism, and through lending, we are making sure it is only blue chip collateral so that we can liquidate the position. And there is a buffer, so it's all over collateralized lending. So on BTC, you can borrow only up to 86%. So there is a 14% buffer already exists, right? So what we are assuming is basically when the downturn will happen, the price will not fall more than 14% in that 30-second block, which we get to know that the next price, right? So yeah, I think, and then if you're still unsatisfied, let's say, you can buy like an insurance with Nexus Mutual. Some of our large institutional funds buy like the entire monthly subscription for the insurance if they want to protect this liquidation risk. So the first risk is you're betting on Abu Dhabi government that has very low chances of depacking, right? And the second is the lending risk, which you can buy insurance if you really want. Yeah. So that's how we are thinking about the risks.
Are you seeing interest more and more from institutions looking for the less static stablecoins and more for something like this that is yield bearing? Are they the ones that are kind of driving a lot of the opportunity for this right now? Or are you seeing this also in the retail market, or where's the demand coming from?
Yeah, the originally we wanted to bootstrap the asset with like large institutions to bring trust in the space because our risk profile is very conservative. We wanted to really prove with large funds like putting money on their putting CSUSDL on their balance sheet. For example, it's like Amber, GSR, Dialectic, Nascent, and all these players, Edge Capital, they have invested in CSUSDL and it's on their balance sheet. That proves basically we have gone through the diligence, all security checks, etc. Right? And what it changes for these funds is like if the risk profile is conservative, they can cut you like a big check versus somebody is like is risky, then the check size is like pretty small, right? So what is our vision is like today USDC currently is sitting idle on their balance sheets. It doesn't make sense. If you want to move money, yes, you can get back to USDC and enjoy its benefits. But every single day and second, you should earn basically yield on top of it, right? And that's why our vision is like every human in business should earn this yield, right? And if you still feel it's like very risky, so what we have done is you can pledge it as a collateral basically on a lending protocol, and you can borrow up to 96.5% against that position at any time. So imagine you put like $1 million and take back like $900,000. So your position is just $100,000 at risk, but you're earning the yield of $1 million, right? And obviously you need to manage the borrow rates, but it is highly cost effective for a fund, basically, right? And the specific market is with USDC. So if you trust USDC more, you can always go back into that.
Okay, and where is CSUSDL available right now? Is it any particular exchanges? Is it OTC right now, or what kind of stage is it in? Where can people find it?
Yeah, so you can directly go to coinshift.global and swap directly from any asset to CSUSDL in like one or two clicks through our UI, right? And at the same time, you can go to CowSwap, you can buy from there as well. It's like on Dexes. And then if you're really looking to mint like large volumes, tens of millions of dollars, then we will help you set up a Paxos account faster, and then you can directly mint with the KYB KYC as well. So the vision is like for small users like less than $2 to $3 million per swap, they can use this on-chain liquidity, right? Directly, they don't need to go through KYC KYB. But for large institutions, obviously, it's helpful to have a direct relationship there.
Yeah, of course. And most stable coins today are USD denominated, and there I know there's a growing interest for people to find different stable coins in different fiat currencies, obviously, because in their own home countries, it probably is also easier. The world's a big place. Have you guys also thought about exploring maybe like a CS Euro L or a CS Yuan L or something like in a different fiat, maybe to also offer some different options aside from just US dollars?
For now, no. We might can create markets of CSUSDL with all these euro-focused assets in terms of lending and borrowing if people want to get exposure to them through CS/USDL, but we're not looking at like CS versions of that. We feel like dollar has been like the dominating currency, and now with blockchain, it will dominate more, and the pie will increase. Even if the current 7 trillion plus market comes, right, all this money markets through US dollars, then it's a big opportunity. So until some breakthrough happens, and we have not seen huge amount of confidence of institutions right now holding like euro at least this stage. And because of maybe regulation there, it's like not very sophisticated in terms of it's sophisticated but not very user friendly in terms of the MiCA regulations for stablecoin right now. So once the regulation becomes like easy, and they can get in and out, not too much capital controls and all that, right? Then I think things will change for euro based stablecoins, but it will happen for sure, and we might do something there for sure.
From the business side of CoinShift, what other services do you guys offer to Web3 DAO-based clients? Do these include anything in the realms of accounting, reporting, payments, things like that, giving it's kind of down your guys' alley?
Yeah, it's majorly for crypto organizations. We offer like payouts. You can pay up to 150 people through your self-custody wallet, like Gnosis Safe multi-sig account in a single transaction. You can save a lot of gas fees on Ethereum with that, and especially time. You can bring your entire back office team. You can tag the transactions, do financial reporting, cash flows, etc. You can export it, put it into QuickBooks, whatever, right? So all these like neo banking kind of solution for on-chain organizations exist, and then for earning the yield, you can directly invest into CS/USDL.
Okay, cool. And then what's on the horizon for CoinShift the rest of this year? Any upcoming announcements or launches? Will you guys be attending any events or engagements later this year? I know you're currently in Dubai. Are you going to be traveling around yourself? Which people keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I think our focus is basically growing CS/USDL. So we are at 110 million roughly right now, and we want to grow it to $1 billion this year. So our entire focus is that, and the beauty of that is like it is available for everyone, literally anyone who has a wallet access can access the CS/USDL, this amazing asset. And we work with Pendle. So on Pendle, you can get like a fixed yield on top of it if you don't want to take all these future sort of risks. You can fix your yield as well. It is roughly 11% right now on Pendle with CSUSDL. So yeah, I think like the focus is just grow this as big as possible, and yeah, that is the only focus. Regarding events, yeah, we might be there in ECC, etc.
Excellent. And then where can people go to learn more? Is the website the best place to go? Do you guys have a Discord or a community somewhere, Telegram?
Yeah, yeah, Discord is there, and then you at coinshop.xyz you will find everything.
Okay, cool. Taryn, I appreciate the time today, elaborating on what you guys are doing with CS/USDL, yield-bearing stablecoins. I think it's a great innovation. I think it's something that's kind of long overdue. Given a lot of the issues we've had with stablecoins in the space for a long time, the important use case of them, but the fact that um, they're either completely all dollar denominated or they're like algorithmically traded against other cryptos. Like it's like there's a lack of like opportunity through like yield bearing to earn more back. There's a lack of stability there. I think what you guys are doing is setting a better precedent for the space. And hopefully you guys hit your goal of 1 billion. And I'm excited to keep up with what you guys are doing. I'm going to go buy some myself. So keep up with the good work, man.
Thank you so much.